In my channel, we spend a lot of time talking about ways to advance your career, ways to interview, way to get your next job, way to get promoted. But one of the most important things you can do right now is be effective in your current role. And today we're going to talk about 13 different time management tips that I personally use that have helped me become the most effective version of myself. And they are things you could implement today to make you more effective in your current role. Let's go. Hey everybody, it's Ben White with Ben Talks Talent. I've got 11 years experience in hiring, interviewing, recruiting, team building, and I am passionate about using my experience to help you become the best candidate possible, land your next job, and maximize every opportunity from a financial perspective. In today's video, we're going to be talking about time management tips because it is one of those things that, believe it or not, can make a massive impact on your career. The more effective you are in your job today is going to help you get promoted and get your job tomorrow. So it's super important. But before we get into it, do me a favor, take 3 seconds, hit the subscribe button, hit that notification bell. That way you never miss one of my videos. If you want to get an email every time I drop a video, in the description box, you're gonna see a sign up for my email list. Please feel free to sign up there. And if you find any value in this video, smash that like button. It is an easy, free way for you to tell YouTube that I don't suck. Let's get into the video. Now, the first tip I want to start with is something near and dear to me. It is something I try to do every single day, and I would attribute a lot of my effectiveness to this tip. And that tip is start your day before other people. Now, some of you are not morning people and you probably do not love that tip, but let me tell you, when you can get up at 5 or 6 and you can start your day at 7 instead of 8, you have 1 hour of uninterrupted work, and it allows me to catch up, especially if you were in the position where you were leading people, you're a project manager, maybe you have a team that's under you. They're going to require your assistance for things. But if you can have 1 hour of every single day where you know the likelihood of anyone reaching out to you for assistance is slim to nil, you can accomplish so much in that hour. So my first tip, if you were able to start your day 1 hour before everybody else, you should absolutely do it. The next thing I want to talk about is setting SMART goals. Now, people know that if you write down something, if you set a goal, you are much more likely to achieve that goal, granted. But one of the things you need to make sure you're doing is writing down actual SMART goals. If you write down a goal that is unattainable and you can't make progress to it, or it's not worth achieving, that's ultimately going to be demotivating. What I want you to do is take a look at your job, and I want you to set goals that are achievable and that matter. Things that where if you were to achieve them, it would make a big deal in your life, it would make a big deal in your job, and it would make you be perceived as somebody who is getting things done. So set goals, but don't set unachievable goals because that is just a waste of time. The next thing I want you to do is prioritize your tasks. People have a habit of getting into the day and doing something that is easy. How many times have you turned on your computer and done the easy thing first? Well, you shouldn't do that. What you should do is prioritize the things. Create a list, write the list of things that you need to do and accomplish every day, and start with the most important thing. The way I look at it is I look at my day and I go, okay, if I could only accomplish one thing today, what would be that one thing that would make the most impact and would move the needle the most? And that's where I start. Now, if you have certain meetings that are scheduled throughout the day, obviously you can't do that. You have to attend those meetings as they come up. But if you have tasks, absolutely make a list, prioritize them, and start at the things that are most important. Now you've made that list. What else can you do to be more effective? Well, set yourself goals, right? When you've made that list, say, I'd like to accomplish this thing by noon, and actually write it down. It is one thing to prioritize and make a list, but if you don't actually have goals, if you don't actually have deadlines, if you don't have a time that you are suggesting, I need to finish this, I need to achieve this goal by blank, you will find yourself falling behind. It is real easy to write a list, but then do nothing with that list. But if you go there and you set deadlines for each one of these tasks, you will find that even though they're arbitrary goals, you are more likely to hit these goals because there is a deadline attached to them. The next thing I'd like you to do, it's a fun exercise, it's a task, and it is a time audit. One of the things people do is they go, this thing, it's only gonna take me 30 minutes. What I'd like you to do next time you're going through your tasks and you're doing things on a day-to-day basis, actually track the time. When you start a task, write the start time, and when you finish, write the finish time, and see how close you were. Sometimes we have this imaginary number, like, okay, I can do this in this many minutes, I can do this in this many minutes, and then we go through the task and we realize, wow, that took a lot longer than I thought. Now, if you're budgeting your time and you actually need to accomplish these things in a certain amount of time, then you could budget incorrectly and find yourself getting behind. Having an idea how long it actually takes you to accomplish frequent tasks is actually low low-key very important when it comes to budgeting your time. So the next time you're going through your day, do yourself a favor and actually perform a time audit and see how effective you are, how long do these tasks actually take, and then use that when you're scheduling your time moving forward. It's important to be accurate. The next thing I would like to encourage everybody to do, and this is a big one for me, it is schedule downtime. It is so easy to get your calendar back to back to back to back, and then you end up just fatigued. And by the end of the day, you were tired. You were sitting back in your chair, you were leaning back, and you were like, this was a terrible day. Well, it doesn't have to be like that. I would encourage everybody to try to take some time every hour to get up, walk around. Even if it's just to go get some water, go outside if you can. If it's a nice day, take 5 minutes to go outside. Some of you are probably thinking, Ben, I thought this was about getting stuff done. It is. But you will find you're more effective if instead of just sitting at your computer all day, getting more tired, more fatigued, you spend a little bit of time every hour or every other hour taking 5 minutes to walk around and actually move your legs. Hey, real quick, I wanted to jump in. If you were liking this video, do me a favor, hit that like button. Again, I said it at the top, but it's an easy way for you to tell YouTube I don't suck, and it helps me a ton. It makes this video visible for other people, it pushes it out, and it motivates me to continue making more videos so that you can watch them and be a better interviewer, and in this specific case, be more efficient. All right, let's get back to the video. One of the biggest things that I think has helped me be as effective as I am right now is I lean on Outlook. So whatever calendar you have, I am meticulous with it. I schedule every single meeting. I schedule breaks. I schedule time to do specific tasks. But it is so easy to let people throw things onto your calendar. And those things aren't always a priority to you. But if you leave times open, if you just like, I'll just work on it during this time, it's so easy for someone to say, oh, Ben's open. Let me send a meeting invite and put it there. I think it's really important to control your time. Whether it's interviewing or time management, one of the things that I think is absolutely key is controlling what you can control. And what you absolutely can control is your calendar. Use Outlook to get you focused, to get you scheduled, and to create a priority and time to do all the things you need to do. If I have a task, if I've got to send emails, if I've got to reach out to clients, I will literally block that into my calendar multiple days a week so that I know I go into that time period with an allotment of time to accomplish those specific tasks. It is so key. If you just assume you will get it done, if you don't schedule it, it becomes so easy to not get those things done and watch them fall to the second half of the week and then have a real gridlock on things you need to accomplish as you reach weekend. Speaking of Outlook, one of the things that I love doing is I love blocking off times in my calendar. So maybe I've got meetings from 2 to 3 and from 4 to 5. Well, from 3 to 4, I've got free time, right? Well, one of the things that I am big on is actually scheduling a meeting, scheduling a hold in that time. Now, why do I do that? I want to protect my time. I know that every single day there are things that are going to come up that I will need to do. Okay, well, what am I going to do then? Ideally, I would have scheduled time so that I have time to complete tasks. Now, if you get to that time and you have nothing, you can feel free to remove that from your calendar, or you can get a jump on tomorrow's list. But scheduling time that is uninterrupted for you to do specific tasks you need to accomplish is huge. It allows you to be reactive if things come in. It allows you to be efficient and accomplish the tasks you have. And if you don't have anything that day, it allows you to get a head start on your productivity for the rest of the week. Do you have Microsoft Teams or Skype or some other messaging mechanism that allows people to reach out to you all the time? One of my favorite things to do when I've scheduled time away or when I'm doing a task is I hit Do Not Disturb. Because Do Not Disturb means you won't get like a beep or a notification or people will see, Ben's busy, I shouldn't bother him. There are times where I am absolutely okay with people reaching out to me, people pinging me, but one of the things that are really important to me is that when I am focused on a task, when I am trying to accomplish things, I don't have obstacles popping up and getting in my way and distracting me from completing said task. So one of the things that I do, I set myself to Do Not Disturb. Sometimes when I am really focused and I'm up against a deadline, I will actually close out of it. People like to keep that open all day, every day, and I encourage that unless you are busy, unless you are at a point where you're like, I need to accomplish this and I need to remove all distractions. If that's the case, I will put myself on Do Not Disturb, and in more severe cases, I will literally X out of it and I will open it at a later time. One of the things I would also recommend is removing non-essential tasks. People spend a lot of time doing things that are easy, convenient, but not essential. And people do them because they like doing easy things. Nobody likes doing hard things. That's why you ask people when they go to the gym, what's your favorite workout? A lot of people don't pick squats because squats are hard. They'd rather do an easy thing. It's the same with tasks. People spend a lot of time doing tasks that are easy but not essential. That's why it's so important to prioritize. It's so important to make a list. And it's so important to understand the priority of the tasks you need to complete. So big tip here, try to identify what is a value-added task and what is something you're doing just for the sake of doing something to be busy, but it really doesn't move the needle on your progress or your success. If you can find things that don't help you succeed at a higher level and aren't essential to your day-to-day, you should eliminate those things, and you should do it now. Quit social media. Besides YouTube, don't quit YouTube or LinkedIn. I am kind of kidding. I think I'm better off for not having a Facebook, and I'm better off for not having a Snapchat and TikTok. Personally, I think they're big time sucks, but most of us have some kind of social media. And while I'm not against it completely, one of the things that I think will help most people is delete it from your phone. So that way you're really intentional. You don't do it as, okay, well, I just got done with that meeting. Let me hop on Twitter for 2 minutes, because that 2 minutes will turn into 20 minutes pretty quick. One of the things you can do to make yourself be more efficient is eliminate the time you spend on social media. And you can easily do this by deleting those apps off your phone. Now, if it's later, if you're off, if you're no longer working and you want to log into Facebook and catch up with people, by all means, feel free to do it. I don't see a ton of value in that. If people are important to me, I keep up with them in real life, not on Facebook. But if you want to be more productive, quit as social media as much as possible, and at a bare minimum, remove it from your phone because the temptation is too great. If you're in an office or even if you're at home, but you don't want to do it on your work computer, how easy is it to look at your phone, open it up, scroll, and just delete what could have been 20 productive minutes from your day? If you want to be more efficient, find a way to reduce the amount of time you spend on social media. Your mental health will thank you. Speaking of that, put your phone out of reach. So one of the things that I think is obvious to all of us is that we look at our phones way too much. I think once a week, Apple sends me a notification about my screen time. That's alarming, and I'm sure it's alarming for most of you. But one of the things that I think is key to being as productive as possible is trying to mitigate the amount of time you spend on your phone. Here's a fun exercise. Next time you're going through an entire day, get a piece of paper, get a pen, put that on your desk, and every time you look at your phone for a non-essential task, right? It's one thing if you're going to text your husband or wife, or you need to check in on your child at daycare, right? But every time you pick it up to look at a social media, to play a game on your phone, to check the time, whatever it is, make a little hash mark on that paper. And at the end of the day, look at that tally. And if you are alarmed and you are shocked, then here is a tip. Take your phone and take it and put it off your desk. Put it in a cabinet. Remove it from your line of sight. If you're not looking at your phone, if you're not picking it up, I guarantee you, you will be a more effective and more efficient version of yourself. Lastly, plan your day. What I do is at the close of every single day, I think about what I have the next day. I look at my calendar and I look at, okay, here are the meetings I have and here are the tasks I know I need to complete. I schedule time for that. I make a checklist and I am ready to go. The next day, I don't need to sit down and go, okay, let me refresh my memory. What was it I needed to do from yesterday? Oh yeah, I need to do this, this, and this. I don't need to do that. I am ready because I have a list. My away time from work is my away time. You know, I always tell people that if you want to spend as much time as possible going 100 miles an hour, then you need to spend a good amount of time going 0 miles an hour. And for me, that's nights and weekends. If I can avoid working on nights and weekends, I absolutely will. And one of the ways I'm able to do that is I'm able to be as effective as possible during those hours I'm working. From 7 to 5, I am efficient. I am getting things done. And at 5, I am closing my laptop and I am checking out. Now, I will check my emails periodically. I have clients that are important if they want to reach me at night real quickly. I don't mind checking that and shooting back a quick email, but I don't let it become a burden. I don't let it become something where every night I'm spending 1, 2, 3 nights online. And the way I'm able to do that is I'm not biting off too much. And during the time I am working, I am being as efficient as possible. I hope these things help. Good luck in your next interview. Good luck becoming the most effective and efficient version of yourself. You've got this.